If you know where the baby boomers are going before they need and have it, and you're part of the transition, then there's an opportunity to become wealthy. Crazy, man.
Love you, bro.
Stop it. Good evening. All right. We got some what is that, 80s music? All right. Good stuff, you guys. I've had a privilege to be in the financial service industry now for a couple of decades. Doesn't look like it, maybe. Sometimes I've been doing this since 21 years old or 22. And literally, we got the same year I started the business, my marriage, and then we had a child the next year or so, right? In fact, my oldest son is 19, believe it or not. Where's he at? Raise your hand. Where you at? Did he leave the room? Did he literally leave the room? Oh my God, he lost his moment. His friends are here. He got 4 friends there. He's 19 years old. Anyway, outside of that, I want to thank you guys for coming out. We love Arizona. We wanted to campaign and do something special out in this state. I think it's more than anything. What I fell in love with Arizona was the realness and people and everybody I met. We moved there during COVID in this small town of Fountain Hills, and we were making all the noise because all our neighbors were in their 70s and 80s. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually true. But yeah, we love this town and we love everything about Arizona. So we are in a big campaign. This is the 5th stop out of 30 cities. I think we added 3 more cities, so 33 cities tour that we're doing. And so I want to share with you guys a little bit about what we do and how we help out the consumer and our impact around not just the United States, eventually global. We have a global partnerships that's taken place, but for this particular event, we're helping out all of Arizona. That's the plan. That's why we're having this expansion tour, and just excited. So I want to show you guys a few things on some financial concepts. So when you're looking at some concepts in regards to, is that where we're at? Okay. So let's talk about money for a second. Okay. So some of us, how many of you guys ever want to retire or become financially independent? Just by a raise of hand. Okay. So a lot of times, sometimes we have bad beliefs about money. Sometimes we grew up with a bunch of Disney cartoons and all that. You guys ever notice that every Disney cartoon has the main character as someone that's poor, right? And then the evil guy is rich. You guys ever notice that, or just me? Aladdin, Cinderella, I can keep going, right? And so a lot of times we are conditioned to learn certain things about money or beliefs about money that doesn't serve us. And so one of the things that I learned when I first got started here, if I can learn the rules to the game, I can win in the money game. How many of you guys want to learn the rules to money? Okay, we'll touch base on some of it. Some of it we make it specific to the family we're sitting down with, the business we're sitting down with, the individual we're sitting down with. But we have access to the biggest, best companies out in Wall Street. Ethos is our technology partner. You guys will get a chance to hear from Marty, which has become a great friend of ours. And Ethos is huge. They're how many of you guys have seen it? Maybe you've seen some ads on social media and all that. They grew their whole platform through that, and they're our technology backing, which is huge. They're our partner in technology. Sequoia Capital is who backs them up, which is they brought a lot of companies public, and so we got over 100 years in experience in the financial industry. I mean, just 20 on mine, 20 on Eric, and then you add Travis, and you add a whole bunch of these folks that's coming up. So we're in partnership with 25 plus A-rated Fortune 500 companies, industry-leading persistency. What that means is we have client retention. So people stay in, there's longevity in the people we help, where they're clients 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 15 years from now. We have accounts as old as the first family. I have a barber client of mine that I helped out literally 20 years ago. And today, like his account is about, this is as a barber, and we just looked at saving like $20 to $30 of his tip every time he got a tip every day. Like if he saved $30 a day of tips, if you add that up, that's about $900 a month, right? Today he has close to $500,000 as a barber, right? Pretty cool stuff, right? So you got, you got all that licensed in 50 states, Puerto Rico, Canada, and then we got 33 Latin countries that we have as well. So let me go over a few things with you guys. These are some of the rules to money. Again, learning the rules to money is big. Just because, how many of you guys heard of the Rule 72 by any chance? let me just run, maybe this is a refresher for most of you, but the Rule 72 was created by Benjamin Franklin. Albert Einstein called it the eighth wonder of the world in compound interest pretty much. And so the real question becomes, how many doubles do you have left till retirement, right? How many doubles do you have left and where your money's at? So it's a simple equation. We take the interest rate 1. I'll just use 1. It's easy math. But you divide that into 72. What is it? 72. So that number equates to how many years it will take for my money to double. Now, how many of you guys have a couple 72 years left? Probably 1 if you're lucky, right? I mean, so as you're looking at this, obviously we can't just grow at 1. I know, there was one point where a lot of the interest rates now are at 4, so now you can double every 18 years. At 6, it's every 12 years, 12 every 6 years, and you can compound, every 6 years your money doubles there. So the real question becomes, man, is Rule 72 working for me or against me? If there were just like one question you ask, is it working for me or against me? For example, if you have a credit card and there's a 24% interest rate on it, and you divide that to 72, I think that's about 3 or 3.5. That's every 3.5 years your balance is, or my balance is doubling if I had a 24% credit card, right? And so again, it's for me or against me. That's crucial, because if I'm 41 or 29 or 53, right, I got to figure out, okay, how many doubles I have left based on where my money's at. The other side of it is, we call it how my money grows. So this is the flat line at the banks, typically, right? Because I just get a fixed rate, whether it's 3 or 2 or 1. Got the variable. This is typically your IRAs, your SEP IRAs, 401ks, all sorts of variable account. The stock market, mutual funds. Was that me? Did I zoom that in? Oh, yeah, somebody zoomed it in. All right, thank you. All right, so, and then the last part of it is index. How many guys would like to have like a safety net if the market goes down? So for example, in 2008, the market went down by 38, the S&P 500 went down by 38%. So what if your money was locked in on where it was at versus going down 38? The challenge is for most people, I want you guys to just, we call zero is your hero, right? So one of the things that we do in a lot of the accounts that we help out families with is we get to lock in the gains, right? Whether it's an IRA, whether it's something for college education for children, or a tax-free form of retirement. So we get to lock in the gains. The moment it goes up, instead of starting from the bottom or my losses, I'm starting from the principle that it was locked in. So we lock in what's called the highest watermark, and then it goes again and again. So it looks like more like a staircase versus the variable. So it's actually a hybrid of the fixed and variable, and we call it index. Another part of it is how our money is taxed. If I gave you guys 3 choices, would you rather get your money taxed now, right? Which is a lot of folks, and this is your CDs, savings account, interest-bearing checking account, mutual fund, stocks. I'm getting taxed every year on it, right? The other option is typically we go to work and we get what's called a 401k, and then we get to defer, our money. By the way, the last time I checked on deferring anything, it actually turned out bad for me, like deferring conversations with my wife, or deferring problems, and it got bigger. You know what I mean? So you defer taxes, it also gets bigger. Think about it. Would you rather get taxed on $1 or $100, or 1,000 or 100,000, right? I mean, so the IRS is smart. They understand this. They've understand this for decades, and so they go, man, let's not tax you now. What we'll do is tax you later on your money. Right? Now, most CPAs or accounts, they go, oh, max out your 401k. Well, that comes from a narrative. It comes from a position of, let's get you a tax refund this year. The challenge is they're not thinking about 30 years from now or 20 years from now when I start drawing out. And if I have $1 million, doesn't mean I have $1 million. You guys understand? I still owe something to Uncle, right? To Uncle Sam there. So there's another side of it is tax advantage plans. And there's ways to do this for businesses, for executive teams in the business, to families, to single mom with 3 kids. The beauties of what we do, I get a chance to help out people that make $500,000 a year or more and put away $1 million, or put away a lot of money. But the same day, typically, I get to help out the single mom with 3 kids with the same exact plan I just shared with that physician or that business owner. And that's the beauty of what we do. We share the same exact thing as just $200 a month versus whatever the amount is, right? And so, to me, that's big, because Travis mentioned it. I grew up with a single mom with 4 kids, and I mean, at one point, we were in welfare, Section 8, food stamps, and WIC, right? We got excited about just the free milk, you know what I mean? And so to me, this is like, I have a heart for just serving, the families we help. It's very meaningful. It's very fulfilling. There's a lot. You can test any opportunity with these three questions. I want to challenge you guys on this. One, is it good for you? So let's just use McDonald's for a second. If we start eating our Big Mac every day, or whatever Mac you eat, right? Is it good for you? Eventually, probably no, right? And maybe when you're hungry and that's all you got, yeah, that's fine, right? It's better than nothing. But is it good for me? The answer is no. Right? This is not a knock on fast food or anything. I'm just saying, if that was my model, or that was the business I was selling, like Ray Kroc did back in the 50s in San Bernardino, right? He was selling a bunch of McDonald's franchise, right? But the other thing is it good for others? And I don't know if I can answer that either, right? Maybe from the business side of things, yes. And then, is it good for the greater good? And if I can answer yes in all three, man, I got a serious, legitimate business opportunity that allows me to have fulfillment and joy as I'm doing it. And I can answer all three with those things. And just because of what we do for families, and there's like 3 other sets of rules that we share, and it's pretty empowering. So we got an array of buffet, basically, as you're looking at a client service menu. As you look at this, we got tax advantage wealth accumulation strategies. We help business owners reduce the impact of taxes, increase the employee loyalty, and have longevity in their company, right? And so there's a bunch of stuff we do. We do asset protection. Hold on. Woo. Asset protection and qualified plans, college education plans, debt management, infinite banking and family strategies, so you probably heard of, living benefits with life insurance, estate and legacy planning, index growth, and business owner strategies, final expense. Anyway, that's a whole array of whole bunch of stuff. And basically we ask you, okay, what are the 2-3 things that's most important to you and your family, and how we can help you? And so we offer them all. That's a great part about it. And it's a beautiful thing. So we get a chance to help out families every day with these programs. So I want to talk about a few things real quick. And in regards to timing, right? I've been, actually when I got started, it was 2000, I think end of 2004 or 2005 when I got started in this industry. And one of the things that we kept talking about, right, was the baby boomers retiring, right? So, and this is happening now every 6 seconds, right? So let me give you guys just a quick story. And from 1946 to 1964, you got the biggest population of babies that were born. This is after World War II, and everybody just started making babies. I mean, they're back in home, right? And so there's a small company named Gerber Baby Foods at the time, and they were running out of baby foods. They didn't understand why. So literally, that company, that whole food industry, baby food industry, exploded, and they didn't know why. It was because of the baby boomers driving the whole, consuming all that, right? And then Mattel and a bunch of other toy companies boomed in that era. The reason I'm mentioning this to you, if you know where the baby boomers are going before they need and have it, and you're part of the transition, then there's an opportunity to become wealthy. And if you understand that, that's Mattel with the toy industry. You got now in the 50s was Ray Kroc, and I think Del Taco or Taco Bell, one of them, and a bunch of other fast food restaurants followed after that, and that was the fast food industry. You got cars. There's a guy named Lee Iacocca who invented all the muscle cars, right, with the Ford Mustang. And then after that, he left. He understood where the baby boomers were going. Guess what he invented after that? Chrysler was nearly bankrupt, went to Chrysler and invented the first minivans, right? And that's how that took Chrysler from that to scaling. So again, it's just knowing. By the way, the same baby boomers buy the same cars today. You guys understand that? Ford is reselling the same cars back to the same consumer, whether it's the Camaros and all that stuff. And then you look at that real estate boom. The baby boomers were consuming all the real estate because not only did they want a home, they have a home, but they were buying second homes or investment homes. And so you got and then now it's just the retirement era, right? So there's $68 trillion of wealth transfer going from one generation to the next. All you got to do is be in between it. So let me ask you a question. If we can help you, right, pay little to no fees on your money, would you like that? How about safety on your money? How about an ability to lock in your growth every single year? Right? How about ability to pass that on, and where you have a guaranteed income and you can still pass it on to your family, have both. The beauties of a pension where you can have both. How many of you guys want that? Right? So for most people, the answer is yes. And so all we've done, we help secure people's livelihood, right? Imagine working for 40 years and all of a sudden 2008 again happens and half of it is gone. I mean, that doesn't, I don't know about you, but that doesn't, if that was my own mom or dad, that wouldn't sit well with me. By the way, they're going to be a liability now because I got to help them out, right? If they're not helped out. And so there's a lot of just, couple intricate details in that. So, and then on top of that, we got, 78 million baby boomers. This is a generation now where we have baby boomers. There's about 3-4 generations working all simultaneously that all need help. You got the baby boomers, you got the Generation X, you got the millennials, and then the Generation Z. Like my son's the Z, right? So we got literally all 4 generations working. They all need fiscal help. They all need financial education. We have a educational approach versus a sales approach, and it's what makes us unique. We don't sell on the first visit. We find out what's important to a family and really serve them that way. And so, anyway, that's my piece. Hopefully that helps. Maybe not. We'll figure it out. All right. So I want to bring up Eric Olson. He's been a friend of mine for a couple of decades and really an impact player in my life and my career. And anyway, give it up.